Hey there, planners. So I have been shopping at Erin Condren and I have some amazing goodies to share with you and also some ideas about making big changes to my work planning system. I'm excited to share this haul with you and also have you help me think through how to use these in a very functional way. So go grab your planners and let's get planning. So I'll start with this because this was actually a bundle. Erin Condren will often put things together in a curated bundle for you with a special price, and that's exactly what this was. So it was 2 sticky note sets, this pack of 6 gel pens, which I have never used from Erin Condren before, and then this really beautiful notebook. And I absolutely love this geometric pattern. I just think this is so pretty, and it screams spring to me with, you know, bright colored flowers. And then on the inside, it's just a classic lined notebook. And if you've never used Erin Condren, the paper is pretty amazing. So it is very thick, very absorbent. You can use a lot of materials on the Erin Condren paper and not have to worry about bleed through or even ghosting in most cases. Oh, and it even comes with some stickers in the back. Now, this is an unusual concept to me that Erin Condren does in some of their notebooks, and they're like white stickers. So you can see they're just white stickers, almost like label stickers. And I guess it's because maybe if you messed up or if, I'm not sure. I'm not even sure how you would use the white stickers, but I was going to turn to this back page, and I don't know if this is a good page to do it on because that is gray, so we'll go here. Now you can see these, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but these pages are perforated, so if you wanted to tear them out, it would be pretty easy to tear them out. I just think Erin Condren notebooks are such a good deal. When they have a good sale going on, they are a great deal, and they have different formats. Like they have a productivity format that's got like a checklist, almost like a Cornell Notes somewhat set up. All right, let's check these out. These are Gem Tone gel pens. The colors are red, fuchsia, orange, purple, aquamarine, and black, but what I don't know is if that is the color of the outside or the color of the ink inside. So we're gonna test it out. Now I do have a fondness for Erin Condren dual tip markers. I think that's what they're called. They have a fat end and a skinny end, and I have them just about in every color, and I have collected them over the years. I really do love those, but I have not ever tried the gel pens, so we're going to try this out today. Let's start with the black. Okay, it's very light. It's a very light pen, and it almost looks like a ballpoint. I like the top doesn't really stay on, so that's kind of annoying, but okay, let's test this out. Okay, it writes really well, and the black is very black. It's not muted at all. And let's look at, yeah, so you can see, like this is a tiny bit of ghosting where I colored in a checkbox, but there's no problems with this paper. I wonder how easy it would be to refill these, because I'm thinking if it is just your standard, yeah, it looks like just your standard gel refill. So like the same gel refills you put in a Pilot G2, things like that. I bet you could, or an inner gel, I bet you could just pop that in there. So that's nice. I mean, it's a nice pen. It's a little bit thicker barrel than some pens, like a lot of pens, and it's very light. Very light. Okay, let's check out these other colors if they are actually other colors. They are other colors. Oh, that's nice. So it says for note taking. So that is actually a really cute idea. It does take just a second to get the gel ink flowing, but they seem to write really well. Okay, so these are super cute. I like them a lot. They are color code, note-taking, journaling, and more, set of 6 pens. So These are absolutely adorable. They write really well. I like them a lot. So what a nice little set. Okay, let me open up all the crinkly paper of these sticky notes because I think these sticky notes are absolutely adorable. But you know, sometimes sticky notes aren't that sticky, so we'll get into see how sticky they are. All right, so this is how they look outside of the package, and they are sort of stuck together, but I don't want them to be stuck together. So I'm gonna pull them apart and see what happens. And it's just a little glue like that. Like those little glue sticky dots that you can just peel off, because I don't want them to stick together like that. I want to be able to use them separately. And gosh, I just feel like you can never have enough sticky notes. Okay, so let's see how good the sticky is. Okay, it's okay. And I find this with a lot of Erin Condren sticky notes. They are not as, the sticky is not as powerful as like a Post-it note is, but it works, and that's super cute. I think that's super cute. So you've got the orange and sort of peach color half circles, and I love different shapes of sticky notes. I've got other sticky notes I'm going to share with you today too. I found some really good ones on Amazon, and I got some more from Erin Condren. And then we've got the tiny ones here. Get rid of this one, and this one is also, it's sticky, but it's not super sticky. So if you were gonna use these sticky notes as ones that you write out and then move, you know, from week to week, I think you're gonna find that it's not gonna stick after a little while. But if you are just one time pulling them off and sticking them, they should be fine. That's what I've found with Erin Condren. So I love the design. I think the shapes are unique. They don't have too much of a pattern that they are gonna overshadow your writing. So I really like that. They're super cute little sets. So this again came together as a bundle, and it was 40% off, which meant it was like a kind of a no-brainer just for the notebook alone to go ahead and pick up this bundle. So super cute. Glad I have it. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this notebook. It feels very spring. I love to, you know, the great thing about getting an Erin Condren notebook is that you can use the notebook completely, but you have the reusable notebook cover. It just pops off, and you can pop it on your planner, or you could pop it on other Erin Condren notebooks. So I always find that to be a really good deal. You're getting a lifetime product here as well. So, okay, let's see what else I got in the Erin Condren haul. So this is actually what sent me to the Erin Condren store in the first place. Erin Condren, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, it might even be more at this point, introduced ring bound planners, which was huge, a huge move. Erin Condren's always been a spiral bound planner store, and then they expanded into the soft bound planner line. I've used those before. It's awesome. I have also used their petite planner system, which I really love. Love the flexibility of that. It's like their traveler's notebook style system. But then when they went into rings, this really opened up like a world of possibilities. And things have been changing in my work planner system. My work is expanding. I have a number of projects, and my team is growing. So I am feeling the need to have a bit more flexibility. Now, I know those of you who have spent much time on this channel know how much I have told you to not let me go back to rings ever. But here's the thing. Here's why this is how I'm justifying it in my mind. When it comes to work, there's no memory keeping aspects in here. And the thing that always bothers me about ring planning and my personal planning is I don't want to throw the pages away, and I don't know what to do with the pages when the rings get full. That's not going to be the case for work. Work is extremely functional. I don't need to know what I did on Tuesday 3 years ago at work, right? So I'm fully comfortable moving permanent items into a permanent digital system, which is OneNote for me when it comes to work, and using the paper portion as purely functional for the time that I need it, and then shredding it when I'm done. So that's sort of my justification. Did it sound good? Did it sound like I believed it and it's going to work? I've been practicing that. Okay, so I took the dive and got an Erin Condren ring bound system and some inserts. I'm going to slide the inserts out of the way, and let's just talk about the ring bound system to begin with. So this is an absolutely gorgeous color, and I've got some natural daylight coming from this window right here. So this is really, I'm looking at it on the screen. It's showing up very true to color. It is this beige, neutral hint of green. I believe this is called basil on the Erin Condren site, and it is just gorgeous. And it's this really soft, almost like suede material, but without the, you know, it feels a little bit more durable than suede. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I'm really, really excited about the color here. So let me open it up. It's got a snap closure. I'm a little concerned about this snap closure because already it looks like, I don't know, it looks like that's going to tarnish. So I'm a little concerned about that, but I don't know that I care for work if it works. So it does have 2 snaps. They're very close together, but it does give you just a little bit more room. And then here's what the inside looks like. So this is like the second time I've opened this thing. So it is laying flat. I can tell I can work it a little and make it a little bit more flexible, but it is very, very sturdy, which I also like. Okay, let me get these off here. All right, so you've got gold rings. I believe the size of the rings was not listed on the website, but when I'm looking at them, I feel like they're 30 millimeters. I feel like those are 30 millimeter rings. Maybe 25. They're either 25 or 30, but they look big enough to me to be 30. I feel like they're definitely going to hold everything I would like to hold for work. So yeah, I think that's really nice. I cannot remember. There are other colors of this binder on the website. There are also other styles. This is definitely the style I like the best. The other style had like a 3-fold, so you had this piece, and then there was another side panel that folded over so that you would unfold, and then your planner was in the middle. That looked like it would be a little too wide on my desk for me, but this is like your standard A5 planner binder. The ring spacing is standardized, so I can use inserts that I print myself, which is really key, as well as the Erin Condren inserts, which are pre-printed. You've got one big pocket here. You've got a slip pocket, secretarial pocket here, a secretarial pocket here, and then you've got a pocket here. And this to me looks like it would be good for a notepad to slide in. However, I did not see any notepads that would slide in here on the Erin Condren website. This is not a pocket, this is a seam. So that's sort of the pocket system. Now, personally, if this were my personal planner, I would not love this pocket system. I would want more pockets where I could put decor and planner cards and things like that. However, because I'm thinking about this for work, I don't really care about the pocket system. The pocket system is not very important to me. I mean, it would be nice to be able to put like, you know, some fold in half, some paper that I got, you know, until I can scan it or store it or whatever. And this certainly will meet that need. There is no back pocket or any of that. It's just pretty much right here. So I love it. I love the color. I think the simplicity is nice. The rings look good. They look like they're in good shape. I'm probably going to avoid opening them at all if I can. Maybe to put a few like dividers in, things like that. But I will use the slit method, where I can just pop them on without having to open up the rings, because I don't know about the quality of the rings of these. They look really good in good structure and condition right now, and I don't want to mess that up. So I probably will try to avoid opening the rings as much as possible. All right, so that is the binder. Let's talk about the inserts that I got from Erin Condren, because this is the first time I had really dove into the ring planner system with Erin Condren, and I have to tell you, I was really impressed. I was impressed with all of the options that were offered. Now, I'm also extremely disappointed because all of my order came in, all these goodies that I ordered, except one of my packages of inserts for this planner. I actually ordered the 2025 daily inserts and the 2025 weekly inserts because I want that flexibility to be able to see what's going to work best. And so I was extremely disappointed when I opened the box and the weekly planner inserts were not there. And I called Erin Condren. They are extremely helpful. Customer service was very helpful. They just put the weekly planner insert in the mail, but it means that I don't have it right now. So I will be getting the 2025 weekly planner inserts as well. And the reason I wanted to see both is because I think I may end up using both. I want the flexibility of having daily because I do have days where I need to break it down daily, or weeks that I really need to see on a daily basis. But then there are some weeks where I can put the week in there. And I'm thinking about, a week where I have 1 or 2 or 3 days of vacation or holiday or time off. I don't need daily pages for that. Some weeks are just easier than others. Some weeks are just more insane than others. So I really want the flexibility of the daily. Let me just show you kind of what the inserts look like. So it comes with this nice vellum sheet that can kind of lay right on the top. It's got the 3-hole punch already. Everything's already punched. This is your very typical who this planner belongs to, name page, all of that. This comes in, the daily comes in 2 sets because it's daily, so there are so many. You get, January through June and then July through December. Obviously, I'm not going to need all of these because we're well past January at this point, but I wanted to go ahead and get the whole thing. And again, they were 40% off, so it's a really good time. And I believe there are some great sales getting ready to happen, as well as Erin Condren is leading up to their new Life Planner launch coming up soon. So, okay, there's the cover page, and then you've got the 6-box page. Now, typically, Erin Condren does like a 12-box page, but because this is split into two halves, the first half of the year, second half of the year, you've got six boxes, and then you've got your monthly sort of 2025 look ahead for the first half of the year, and then there's your 2026 calendar. To me, that's weird. Why you would have January through June of 2025 and then January through December of 2026 without the rest of 2025 calendars really doesn't make any sense to me at all, but that's okay. That's just the way it is. This design that I picked up is the Bold Blooms design. You have options when you buy the inserts in the same way that you have options with the Life Planner. I think this muted color pattern and tones of the Bold Blooms is so beautiful with this basil cover. And I don't intend to decorate work planning system at all. I'll use color coding, but in a very functional way. Like this project is purple, so that everything related to that project is purple in my planning system, in Outlook and OneNote, all of that. But as far as decoration, I don't use decoration. So to have a design in the inserts is wonderful because it gives me a pretty look, an aesthetic without having to do decoration, which I absolutely love. There is a design called Canvas, which is very blank and very minimal. If you do like to decorate a lot and you don't want your decoration ideas to get and design ideas to get in the way, or Erin Condren's design to get in the way of your decoration. So there is that option. So this is what a month looks like. It is a Sunday start. That would really bother me in personal planning. It doesn't bother me at all in work planning because I don't use Saturday and Sunday in work planning for the most part. So I'm really only focused on Monday through Friday, which means I can tolerate this being a Sunday start calendar. But isn't that so pretty? And you've got room. I think the boxes are plenty big enough, is what the monthly calendar looks like. And then right after the monthly calendar, you have this really great dashboard page, which for work, I see so many possibilities with this, top priorities, key dates and deliverables, some sort of tracker down here in this dot grid area. Maybe you can, I'm not sure if you can see how you've got a blank box, blank box with dots lined with a title and then dot grid down here. So there's just a ton of possibilities to use this monthly dashboard. I really like that page. Then you've got a notes page, and then you go right into your dailies. And so your dailies have your day of the week, a time box from 6 to 7 p.m. If this were personal planning, that would bother me because my day is obviously longer than 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. But for work, perfect. This is perfect. Those are actually the perfect times that I would want. You've got a great to-do list here and then an empty box for any other like incoming items or key talking points, things to share with your team, project updates, all of that stuff. So this layout is perfect. Now, it did start right in the middle of the week because of the way the first week of the year started out, but I did want to show you. So there's Sunday notes page. This is what the end of the week looks like. You've got Sunday notes page, which I'm not going to be using Saturday and Sunday, so I'm not quite sure what, in this case, because they fall on one page, I could take it out and throw it away, but I don't think that's going to be the case with every week. I think it depends on sort of how the week falls. This is a notes page and then two-sided notes page, and then you've got your week at a glance, which is fantastic for those weeks where I want to focus more on days, but I still want that week at a glance when I'm kind of planning out what are my top priorities. So you've just got the day, and then 4 sort of bulleted items. It could be key meetings. I just see so much possibility with this layout. And then on the back of that starts your week. And let me see, is every week going to be laid out like that, or is Saturday and Sunday going to move? Because, yeah, Saturday and Sunday are, so I could just throw this page away throughout the inserts. Let's see. Yeah, Saturday and Sunday is going to be on their own page every week, so I can absolutely just get rid of that for work. So that's the layout. I'll show you what some of the other dividers look like. I mean, they're just gorgeous. They really are. Like, how well does this pattern go with this? I just think that is so beautiful. And then here's March. Just gorgeous. That's one thing you have to say about Erin Condren is their designs for their planners are, it's just really like artwork. All of the Etta V line is just absolutely beautiful. So I'm in love with these. These are going to be really pretty. I haven't opened up the second half of the year, so I don't quite know what that's going to look like, what their dividers look like there, but this is what the first half of the year looks like. In the back, you do have a page of stickers in that bold bloom color scheme. And these are just to do this week, reminder today. These are great. I will definitely be using these. And then here's just some blank ones. And I think there's just a couple of notes pages at the end. Yep. Ends with a couple of notes pages. So love it. I absolutely love the daily. I'm so disappointed that I don't have the weekly to look at, but they will be here in a week or so, hopefully, and I will be able to look at those. Now, I did get a few other goodies, inserts-wise. I absolutely plan to print my own inserts. There are certain things like I have designed a one-on-one template that I use when I'm holding one-on-ones with my team members or with my boss. I definitely want to put that in here, but there were some already pre-printed. I actually was really impressed with Erin Condren's inserts library. There were lots of options there. So let me open these up and I can show you what I ended up getting already pre-printed from Erin Condren. All right, so the first set of inserts that I got are these project inserts, and I believe there are 40 pages, 40 insert pages. My job is very much about projects, managing projects, and managing many projects at a time. So I was very interested in how I could possibly integrate these and having project pages already printed to include in my planner. So basically what you have here, I love the tab that's already on there. However, I probably would not want the tab to be on the first page. I would want like a project dashboard and then the pages. So I'm just going to set that over there. Yeah, I think the pages are all the same. They're just in different colors. So basically you have a 2-page project overview. You've got your project title at the top, project details in a blank box, resources needed, the start date, the end date, other important dates, and then you've got 2 columns of bulleted list, and then you've got a notes page on the back. So the way I could see these being very useful, it is important for me to have at a glance some high-level project information as the project is going on, but also in reference so that when I get to the end of the year or the end of the quarter or mid-year, I can say, here are all the projects, here's their current status, this one's still active, this one's closed and completed successfully, all of that. This is going to be a great resource for that. I could also see using on this back page, instead of writing on here, while the project is active, I would probably put sticky notes on here and use this to talk about current, what are the current deliverables upcoming, things like that. When the project is closed out, I would use this space to list like what were the key deliverables, what were the successes, what were the lessons learned, and then this becomes a great resource for that year in the planner. So I absolutely love these. I love the colors. I was going to try to see if I could see how many colors there were, because it looks like I haven't hit a repeat yet. Okay, there it is. It starts over there. So that's a pretty good, I think it's 10. Yeah, 10, 2 of each color for a set of 20. So it's very nice. These are very nice pages. I don't think this would be the complete project section that I would need, because so much of my job is related to projects, and I think I would need to go another level deeper than this, particularly like on a monthly basis, key activities for the month, who's got the ball, all of that stuff, tracking deliverables. But I think this is a really good pre-printed project resource, and especially if projects is not, if you handle one project at a time, this may be all you need for a project section. So these are really nice. All right, that was one insert that I picked up. And then I also picked up this goals insert. So again, tab on the first page. I'm not sure I love that. But this is the same setup where you have different colors. They're each one page. I think that's how this goes. Let's see. Yeah, okay. These all say this week's goal. Is that? Oh no, there's different pages back here. Okay. Let's see if we can figure this out. So this is your goals section. You've got a week of with this week's goals listed here, important dates, and what looks like a to-do list. And then on the back, notes section, wins and progress. So I guess the idea is these would be part of your weekly setup. You would just put these right into your weekly setup to talk about what your goals are. And you've got that in different colors for 10 weeks. So that's a very odd number. It's not a quarter. It's a very odd number of these pages to have before you flip over. So 10 weeks. That makes me think that I would probably not want to use this for weeks. I don't know why. I don't know what the thought is there of having this for weekly goals. I love the layout for goals. It feels like this would make more sense on a monthly basis, but then there's only 10 sheets. I don't know. That's kind of weird. All right. And then this looks like a goal overview page. So you've got the goal, and you can pick what type of goal it is: big picture goal, yearly goal, monthly goal, weekly goal. Then you've got an action step box, 6 of those. Oh no, they keep going. Okay. So you've got 14 total action steps. So this would be good to me for taking your overarching annual goal or big goal, whatever it is, and then breaking it down into what are the individual projects, and then using this page this project page for each one of these items. That's probably how I would put this together. But I'm not sure how this page goes in there. This is going to take some thought. Okay, these are very interesting inserts. And then it looks like you've got 10 of these, which 10 is such an odd number for goals. Okay, so interesting set of inserts. I'm going to have to really think about how I use these. I would love to hear your ideas. If you have these and you use them, the Erin Condren goal inserts, let me know how you're using them, or as I'm flipping through, if you have ideas, let me know what that is. Okay, then I got 2 sets of the grid note paper. I really like Erin Condren paper, and their grid note paper is really nice. So I got 2 sets of that. And then I also got these checklists. I think these are so handy. So they're like pre-populated checklists where you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns, and then an infinite number of lines that you can do across. What I love about this is when I have the way I intend to use this, I have I have a lot of forums, meetings, committees, things like that I manage, project-specific ones, and then other types that require steps in order to get to the point where you're actually holding the meeting, like preparing materials and, assigning guests to speak, and all of that pre-work that has to be done. To me, in my mind, that would be each of those steps that have to be completed listed across the top, and then each of the meeting dates listed across here, and then the date that these pre-work activities have to be done, so I can very easily come check it off. That's what this feels like a good thing to use this for to me. There could actually be other reasons to use this. I think this is sold from Erin Condren's perspective, really as a teacher planning tool, which makes perfect sense. But I can see a lot of uses in this in leadership, like if you manage people, but also in project management. I think these will be really good tools. So I'm excited to sort of think through how I would use these. Again, I don't like the tab. I wish there was a dashboard that had checklist tab and then you went into your sheets, but that is what it is. So those are all my Erin Condren inserts that I have so far. I do have another set on the way, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing around with this. And if you guys would like to see what this looks like, if you'd like to see how I set this up, let me know. Again, it is for work, so it will be easy to share in the beginning as I'm setting it up, but more difficult to share as I start to use it for work. So, okay, let's look at the rest of the Erin Condren goodies I got. All right, since everything was on sale, I went ahead and picked up 3 of Erin Condren's sticker books. I picked up the Celebrate sticker book, which is just the monthly collection edition. I have gotten this. They do a new one every year. I have gotten this one every year for the last 4 or 5 years. I really love this. These stickers are so user-friendly for so many different projects, and knowing that I set up a lot of my own like bullet journal style planners where they're either just a blank notebook or they are undated, these come in handy a lot, and they're just color coded, 1 month per page. You've got washi strips, you've got the title of the month, you've got a little deco, you've got all color coded and usually foiled, which is, look at that foiling. So pretty. So I will definitely use these, though I don't know how yet. I know that I will use these, and I absolutely love, look at the butterflies. They're so pretty. And typically these colors will align to the Erin Condren standard, tab colors in their planners. So that's always really nice too, if you do want to use them in an Erin Condren. But again, I use them for all kinds of things, not just Erin Condren. I also went ahead and got the Bold Bloom sticker book, which goes with the theme of the planner inserts that I got, because I thought, I don't want to do like weekly, daily, monthly decorating in my planner. But maybe as I'm setting it up, there's an opportunity to do just a little bit of decor to make it attractive. And oh my goodness, look at that. Aren't those so pretty? They're really pretty. So you've got decorative stickers, you've got functional stickers, you've got labels. I mean, it's just really nice to have this. So I will probably just stick this in the back of the planner, and oh man, they're so pretty. They're really, really pretty. The font is gorgeous. The foiling is gorgeous. Yeah. So I will use these sparingly, but I just wanted to have them just in case I thought the planner needed a little decor. And I went ahead and got, because, you know, sale, why not? I went ahead and got, this is the last year's design. I think this is called In Bloom. Yeah, I think this is called In Bloom. And this was a sticker book that was also on sale. The colors are very similar to the Bold Blooms, quite as bold as the title suggests, but really nice pastels. Same thing, functional and decorative. And I just thought these were really pretty. So I picked them up. Oh, love these washi strips. They're really pretty too. So 3 sticker books from Erin Condren. I know I will use them. Their stickers are really good quality, and they always have beautiful foiling. So I know I will use these. And then just a few more items from Erin Condren, and that completes the haul. So I got a bunch of little goodies. This is, I don't know how well you can see that. Let's see. This is a little extra for the ring planner, and it's got a ruler, it's a stencil, it also has a little top tab here, which you could use as a bottom tab too if you wanted to, but I just thought this would be really handy if I want to draw in anything, or, you know, have the ruler handy, or just a straight edge as I'm using the Erin Condren ring planner. This is also a couple of dashboards, actually just one dashboard that will go into the ring planner to mark like where I am today. So I figure between this one and this one, I should be able to kind of mark, and then of course, you know, tabs, stuff like that. But I like this. This would be a great place to, it says today's focus on the top, and that's going to stick out the top, and then be a great place to put, you know, this is made for dry erase. I would never do that. I'm not going to use dry erase marker in my planner, but this is a great place to put sticky notes. And the titles here are To Do, Today's Joy and Gratitude, and Coming Up, and then that's Tomorrow, and then Coming Up. So I think this would just be a really great way to hold some sticky notes and mark your place in your planner. This is an interesting little insert. So this is a clear pocket with the three hole punch and a little tab. And I wonder, how do you get something in that? I wonder if you could put a label in that. I don't think so. I don't see a way to put a label in that tab, but I could be wrong. It wouldn't, maybe you just put it on the outside. I don't know. But it's really cute, and it's got the Erin Condren sparkles on it, asterisks. I think it would be good to slip, you know, a few things in, maybe some sticky notes, something like that. So it's a little extra. I did get 2 sticky note dashboards. All right, so here's how these dashboards work. You can see in the image, they just clip right into your ring planner. And I got the Etta V style and the Bold Bloom style. I love the Etta V colors. I love them. And these, part of the reason why I wanted to get these is because they actually align really well to some of my project colors. I have a green project, a blue project, a purple project, a yellow project, an orange project. I think that might be it. Nope, I have a pink project too. I have a lot of projects right now. Hence the reason I'm thinking about redoing my whole system. And then here's the Bold Blooms. And these are just nice. They're very handy that they can just pop right in the planner. Now, I will say I have found these sticky notes are not the very best. So as far as sticky goes, they're not quite as high quality as like a Post-it note, but for a quick note, for jotting a quick note, they are very handy, and it is very handy also to have them in the planner. I don't know that I will use both of them in this planner, but they're a nice resource to have. And then speaking of sticky notes, I did go a little sticky note crazy. These were deeply discounted because we're well into 2025. I picked up 4 of these. These are 2025 mini calendar stickers. And so you can see what they look like there. It just has the mini calendar. It's got a few other like page flags, to-do strips or washi strips or whatever that is. But really what I was after is the little mini calendar. And I got 4 of them because I really like to have views of the next month and the previous month on my monthly calendar. And I'm thinking that I might be able to use these in that way, at least for the rest of the year. Obviously, January through March for me is kind of toss away. But yeah, I'm excited to see how I might be able to use these. And they were such a good deal. They were such a good deal when I picked them up. Okay, these sticky notes were beautiful. These were sticky notes with little words at the top, which I thought were so pretty. So that is plan, prep, goal. I have always been looking for a sticky note that says goal, and they are so hard to find. So I was thrilled. That's part of the reason why I bought this pack, because of that one. Today's top 3, I love that. This is something I do for work on a regular basis. So I love setting out an intentional top 3. Don't forget a good old classic to do, contact, and reminder. So I just think these are really beautiful. Love the colors, and I love the wording on the top. They're going to be very functional for me at work. Love those. And then I thought this was a very interesting sticky note pack, and this is actually by Post-it, which usually is an indication of a little bit better quality of sticky note from Erin Condren. These are project sticky notes, and sometimes, like when I'm headed into a meeting where I need to be prepared to give a status update on the projects that I am managing, and I may not necessarily know that that's going to be needed ahead of time. I might just walk in and be asked. Because I'm managing a number of projects and I'm getting old. Sometimes I need a prompt to help me remember. So this is going to be fantastic. And this is exactly what I was talking about on the back of those project pages, using sticky notes to, as the project is in activity, maybe give a monthly update. So here you have the project title, the status. You have the project title, the status, important dates, and next steps. That is a great summary of a project. And so I do want to just check and see. Yeah, that's a little higher quality sticky on the back of that. I can tell I'll be able to pick that up and move it around. So I think these are super handy, very functional if you're managing projects, and can be kind of a little cheat sheet for you when you need it. The last item I got, I don't think this is what I thought it was, but it is pretty. I just have no idea how to use this. So I thought this was like almost like a bookmark, but it is a magnetic to-do list dashboard. So I guess you would just put this around your planner page, maybe. Oh, it's very magnetic. I can't even get it open. Okay. Yeah. And then I think you would write on it with dry erase marker is the intent, which I would not do. I would not write on here with dry erase marker. But you've got your days of the week here, and priorities and to do. So I'm not really sure. It's a big old magnet. I'm not really sure how I'm going to use this. I'm assuming like, oh, I closed it again. Okay. Like if this is your planner page, that you would just put it like that. But gosh, it is so heavy because it's a magnet. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what this is or how I'm going to use it, but it is very pretty. So yeah, I don't know. This is not quite what I thought it was. That's my fault for not reading the description. All right, so there's my Erin Condren haul. It is always exciting and fun to shop at Erin Condren, especially when they have such good sales going on. The quality of their products is amazing. The beauty of their products and the designs, that's the thing that always keeps me coming back to Erin Condren. That paper, that gorgeous paper and the gorgeous designs. So I'm excited to see how I'm going to use this. Make sure you're subscribed, stay tuned, because I'd love to be able to share with you how this turns into a new work planning system that is going to keep me very functional. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to Planning Annie for more content like this. And as always, thanks for planning with me.